The Galaxy S26 Ultra isn't just another yearly refresh. It's shaping up to be the biggest leap Samsung has made in years. From a next-gen display to a redesigned camera system and faster charging, the S26 Ultra could finally close the gap between Samsung's Ultra phones and the best of what Chinese flagships have been offering. Let's break down why the S26 Ultra might actually live up to its name this time. First, the display. Samsung's displays are already world-class, but the S26 Ultra might be taking things a step further with the new M14 OLED panel. This isn't just marketing jargon. The M14 uses more efficient organic materials, meaning it's brighter, thinner, and consumes less power. What's even more interesting is a rumored feature called Flex Magic Pixel, which uses AI to subtly adjust viewing angles so that people next to you can't peek at your screen. Think of it as a built-in privacy filter powered by AI. If that ends up being true, this could be one of those small but genuinely useful upgrades we all appreciate in daily use. Now on to performance. Samsung may be bringing back the split chip strategy we thought was gone for good. Instead of every region getting the Snapdragon 8 Elite chip like last year's Galaxy S25 Ultra, the S26 Ultra might go back to Exynos in certain markets, specifically the Exynos 2600. Snapdragon models will still use the 8 Elite Gen 5, while others might see Samsung's in-house chip. Historically, Exynos versions have lagged a bit behind in performance and efficiency, but the gap is reportedly narrowing. The truth is, unless you're benchmarking your phone for fun, you probably won't even notice the difference. Next up, design. The Galaxy S26 Ultra seems to be ditching its sharp, squared-off shape for something a bit smoother. We're talking rounded corners, flat sides, and a unified camera island instead of the floating lenses we've seen in the last few Ultras. Some might say it looks a bit like older Android phones, but the unified look could give it a cleaner, more intentional design. And Samsung has somehow made it even thinner, by about 0.4 millimeters, while still keeping all that tech packed inside. That's impressive engineering for a phone already known for its build quality. Charging is another area Samsung has been criticized for. While Chinese flagships have been pushing 100 watts or more, the Ultra line has been stuck at 45 watts for years. That's finally changing. The S26 Ultra is rumored to support 60-watt wired fast charging. Not groundbreaking, but definitely a welcome step forward. It's still behind some competitors, but for Samsung users, that extra speed will make a noticeable difference in everyday life. And speaking of charging, the S26 Ultra may finally get true Qi 2 wireless charging, not the Qi 2 ready workaround that required a special case like on the S25 Ultra. That means full magnetic compatibility with accessories like chargers, stands, and power banks, similar to Apple's MagSafe ecosystem. It's about time Android phones leaned into this convenience without needing third-party hacks. Now let's talk about cameras, the crown jewel of any Ultra phone. The main 200-megapixel sensor isn't being replaced, but it's getting smarter. Rumors suggest a larger Sony sensor or a wider f1.4 aperture, which would drastically improve low-light performance and give photos a more natural depth of field. There's even talk of a variable aperture system, something we haven't seen in years on a Galaxy. The rest of the camera setup should remain the same, but if Samsung nails the main sensor upgrade, it could be enough to reclaim its top spot in mobile photography. And finally, the S Pen. Yes, it's still here. Probably. There's some uncertainty about whether Samsung might drop it eventually, but current leaks show a slightly rounder design to match the phone's softened corners. It's a small change, but it suggests Samsung isn't done refining the Note DNA that keeps the Ultra line unique. So when you put all these rumored upgrades together, the brighter and more efficient OLED display, smarter privacy features, refined design, faster charging, Qi 2 compatibility, a better camera sensor, and a reworked S Pen, you start to see a clear pattern. Samsung isn't chasing wild innovation this time. It's doubling down on refinement, usability, and polish. The Galaxy S26 Ultra isn't trying to reinvent the wheel. It's trying to make the wheel smoother, faster, and more reliable. And honestly, that's what makes this launch so interesting. After years of incremental changes, this feels like a phone built on lessons learned, not just specs upgraded. If all these rumors hold true, the Galaxy S26 Ultra could be the most balanced Ultra Samsung has ever made. A phone that finally feels like it's finished rather than next in line. And in a world where every phone claims to be revolutionary, that kind of refinement might just be what stands out the most. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.